Okay, so today is a bit of an interesting one. I want to address a few questions, address a few things that have been said towards me. Just, I want to talk about football basically. Now, obviously, first of all, as you can tell by the title of this video, people have been asking about hashtag, all of that. Who am I joining basically? What am I going to do with football for the season? Because as most of you guys know, most of my YouTube channel since I've started has been situated around either gaming or football, and the further I've come along, the more football orientated it is. With the club situation, I literally don't know where I'm going to be playing my football next season. Like I did say in Hashtag's video that they put out the other day, that obviously has caused a stir towards this speculation. I just want to get back to playing football. I actually want to enjoy it. I don't want people to be viewing me as a YouTuber when I'm playing football. I want people to focus on what I can do with the ball, what I can do off the ball, what I can bring to a football game. And I know many people have mixed reviews on whether I can bring anything to a game or like my ability as a footballer. Anyway, there's many things that people don't know about me, and obviously being on the camera all the time, people assume so much, but they won't know what goes on behind the scenes. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a background first of all. Okay, so I started playing football at the age of, ever since I can remember, like maybe 3, 4, been playing football. There's so much that goes way back, but I can't even really get into that because I barely remember that much. But ever since I was young, I was very small, always didn't care though, would play football with the bigger boys, do you know what I mean, take them on. And back then when you're younger, you're not thinking about certain things. As you get older, you get coached out of certain habits, you get coached out of being yourself, essentially. So I was never really scared to play with the big boys. I've always been small statured, and that's never been a thing for me. So some people have the perception of me that, oh, Manny doesn't like a physical game, or that game's too physical for Manny. And it's been something that's been in my football ever since I was young. Anyway, at the age of 7, I moved to a new area, moved to a new school, and within that school, within the first week, I think a few people, including Bradley, we have mentioned this before in the past, tried to bully me, or tried to, you know what I mean, just like make me feel uneasy as the new person. But within the first week, by the time the ball came to my feet and I started playing football, they were like, oh, like, you know what, this kid's actually good at football, like, let's be friends with him, sort of thing. So before you know it, there was a letter written to my parents saying that this guy needs to be in our school football team, like, can he play? So that's how I joined the school football team. That was in year 3. And then within me playing 1 or 2 games with the school football team, one of the parents then again wrote to my parents and said, we want this guy in our local side, which was VCD Athletic at the time. Before you knew it, I joined the local side. There was an A team and a B team, and I played a game for the B team against, oh, I can't remember, I think it was Lewisham or something. And I remember we lost that game either 2-1 or 2-0, but I remember playing well. And I ended up signing for the team, playing some games, but I was still in the B team. And I knew deep down in myself at the time that I was good enough to be in the A team. But when you're younger, there's a lot of politics in it, parents and stuff like that. And for one reason or another, I wasn't really in the A team. I played 1 or 2 games here and there for them. And that was the big thing. If you guys know from when you're younger, to be in the A team and not the B team, that was a very, very big thing. Anyway, moving on, as I progressed through football, I started to get a bit of recognition, and like literally after more or less every game, a parent from the other team will come up to me and be like, whoa, like, you're really good, or who do you play for, like, keep it up, and one day you'll be playing for the team that you support, which is Liverpool, obviously, as you guys know. But yeah, like, I would get that every so often, and we'd go down to tournaments. I'd see a few scouts here and there. There was even a time where I think we lost in a game 6-1 to Fisher, and one of the scouts did approach my manager about me for Fulham, and I saw that happening, but I never heard anything of it. There was one where I went to another tournament, and a Palace scout saw me score a really good goal, and he asked me my age, but I feel like after he spoke to my manager, again, the thing of like my height, my size, my stature came into it again, and I never heard anything from that. So people always ask me, oh, have you been scouted when you were younger? So it's a yes and no, really, because nothing's ever come off of it. And like, I don't know, it's been a frustrating thing for me that my size has played that part, and it is just a thing that you often do see in UK football, in English football and stuff like that. If you haven't really got crazy pace or one crazy attribute and you're small, then it's not very easy to get into football for you. But yeah, literally, like any boy out there, or like a lot of boys out there, my dream from young was to be a professional footballer. Around the age of about 14 or 15, I started having this thing with vitamin D deficiency. So like I was vitamin D deficient. It was making me very tired. Like my knees were hurting me and stuff like that. And I was out of football for like a year. I was off school here and there. That's like partly because I didn't like school as well, but I was off school here and there, and I wasn't really playing much football. So in my time up to that time, and even after that, I've never really played a full season of football. So I know I've had potential and like I know I've got some abilities and capabilities of doing certain things, but I feel like the lack of football has never allowed me to see what heights I can reach or what I can actually do. So that's another factor in there, but I'm not going to dwell too much on that. So I think from about 14 to 16 almost, I stopped. I wasn't playing football really, lost interest as well, a bit as well, and yeah, just wasn't getting much football. I then went on to play for a team called Cray Wanderers in like a college scheme sort of thing, and they're an actual semi-pro team, but I was playing for the under 18s at this point. This is sixth form times, and even then, like, there was like an A team and a B team, because there's the older year just above. They obviously have been there before, they've had the year above them, and now they've gone to be the oldest in the academy. And yeah, so for us new guys, myself, Tolu Thomas, Femi, we were trying to like make our name to get into that first side. For those of you guys who know my friends Thomas and Tolu and Femi well, they're all good footballers, but it was Tolu and Thomas that got recognised early on, so they made it into the first side. And then I think someone got injured before we had, I don't know if it was an FA Youth Cup game or one of the games. I think it was an FA Youth Cup game, and one of the guys from the A team was told to come over and like pick someone who thinks should come into the A team. So I came over, I got selected, I came over and just started playing. So from there I was like on the fringes of the A team, but then again came into play that thing of my size, because we went to an FA Youth Cup game. I didn't play that game, I was on the bench the whole time. Then we went through to the next preliminary round, and I think it was against, what's the team? Whitstable. So it's 0-0, and I hear the management talking, and they're like, yeah, I don't think it's too much of a physical battle in there for Manny, so like, I think maybe we could drop him in there. So they call me up, I get subbed on, and I actually had probably one of the best games I've played in my life. I was playing in centre mid, because that's where I prefer to play central. I feel like I can affect the game more from the centre of the pitch rather than on the wings. And yeah, I had the game of my life. The ball comes out to me on the edge of the box 85 minutes in, and yeah, I scored. I put it bottom corner, and then ended up getting us through to the next round. So that was a really good experience for me. So that was probably one of the highlights of my football from around the age of 16 to 18. But even so, there at Cray, things didn't really go well for me. I think I lost interest in football again, because sometimes it's not the actual ball like being played on the pitch, it is the people that affect it, the people that make the decisions and stuff like that, that sort of put you off. So when it comes to actually playing football, I don't really get frustrated like that. Obviously I want to win, but I know football is football at the end of the day. If you lose, you lose. If you win, you win. But often the people around it affect it a lot, and that sort of just, it does affect your mentality. So yeah, that's pretty much my background in football before I started YouTube probably. So I started YouTube July 2013 properly. I was doing little bits and bobs before that, but I officially started my channel in July 2013. So from that point on, obviously you guys have seen me doing loads of football challenges, all sorts. I've been involved in a lot of things, and from that point I think people often just see you as a YouTuber, and people say, oh, a YouTuber can actually like take that sort of shot, or a YouTuber can do this, like wow. But ultimately, rather than being seen as someone who can actually play football, has been playing football before, you're just a YouTuber. So there's that. Anyway, I see a lot of comments, a lot of people will tweet me or message me or put down in the comments, Manny, you're not even that good. Manny, you think you're so sick. I've seen Manny's arrogant. I've seen Manny's lazy. And I'm just like, I don't know where people get these things from, because a video will only show you so much at the end of the day, and I understand that. So people see the type of player that they think I am. They see, oh, I can do tricks. So they think, oh, he's a trickster, he's a flair player. Oh, he's a luxury player, as some would say. However, like, if you know me in real life and you've seen me play football, you will know that actually Manny's got a lot more to his game. Manny can win a header. Manny can get physical. Do you know what I mean? Manny doesn't like shy away from a battle. If you know me in real life, you will know these things. But obviously people see, oh, you can do tricks and that. They think, oh, you're just a trickster. And it is somewhat quite frustrating, but at the same time I can see where people are coming from, because from an outside point of view where you're only shown so much, you can only assume so much. But yeah, I'm going to address it bit by bit. Arrogant, if you know me as a person, if you even look through my channel and stuff like that, arrogance doesn't really describe me at all, because I've always been brought up in a way where humility will take you further, being humble will take you further. So if I ever have come across as arrogant, then it's probably just you seeing it the wrong way, because that's not me. If I walk into a changing room, you won't see me being the loudest or anything. I keep to myself and try and let my football do the talking. There's many other characters that are like that in football, and that's them, but that is most definitely not me. Lazy. Now, I've had some bad games in my time. I've had, like games where I haven't really performed, in my opinion. But there is one thing that I will never do, and that's be lazy on a football pitch. Like, I believe that if I lose the ball, it's my duty to go back and chase for it. Where there's players that will lose the ball and walk off. Unless I'm actually flat out knackered and I can't do anything, that's the only time you'll really see me like looking like I'm not sort of bothered. But lazy, that is most definitely not me. Even the first Wembley Cup where I missed that sitter, I know it's happened twice, but the first Wembley Cup where I missed that sitter, I remember being a bit frustrated because the full game wasn't shown. I actually had a very decent game. There was a time where I remember charging back all the way from our half all the way into their half just to tackle Billy, and it never got put in the footage. So it's like, oh, like people won't see that side to Manny's game. People see Manny's missed a sitter, or Manny hasn't scored this game, so he's then rubbish or something like that. But yeah, lazy, definitely not me. This is probably one of the biggest things in this video though. I see this one a lot, and it is, Manny is overrated. And do you know what? That comment could be down to a lot of things. However, I gotta say I agree with you. Manny is overrated. I am overrated as a footballer, and that is because, I don't know, could you say that's my fault? I don't really think that's my fault. I go out there, I kick a ball around, people judge on it. I am not a professional footballer. People rank me or like sort of put me on the same pedestal as if I'm a professional footballer when someone says, oh, like, Manny's sick. No, he's not good enough, he can't be pro. Do you know what I mean? That comes out and it's like, well, I didn't say I could be pro, I didn't say, do you know what I mean? So that comes out and it just all of a sudden stirs a debate where people are like, oh, Manny's not good enough, Manny's too weak, Manny's not strong enough, Manny can't handle semi-professional football. I even saw one the other day that said, Manny failed at semi-pro football. Manny wasn't good enough for semi-pro football, that's why it didn't work out for him at Romford. And I have to tell you, that is most definitely not the case. Like I said in a previous video, I went down to Romford, did 4 or 5 days of trialing, including playing matches here and there, and I was one of the few people that got signed. And they didn't know who I was before they signed me. They didn't know that I do YouTube or anything, but in the end, I got signed, and that's because I can play semi-professional football, and I did prove that. As for why it didn't work out at Romford, I wouldn't say it's down to my ability. I would never say that, and I don't think they would tell you that either. But I've got a good relationship with the chairman as well, and what he said to me in the end was the fact that just I have too many commitments on the side to be signed on to Romford. Like, I've got, for example, at the start of the season, I missed the first game due to upload because I had already agreed, yes, I'll be at upload. There was a time where I had a shoot with KFC, so I missed another game there. I had a bit of injury in between there, and I don't know, for one reason or another, they've decided, you know what, the commitment side isn't quite there, so we can't have you on the team. I can understand where they're coming from, and for them, I think they had to understand where I was coming from as well. They knew that Romford didn't pay wages, the one team in the league that didn't pay wages, and even if it's 30, 40, 50 pound that you're getting for going down to a game, or like per week or something. It's still something towards your time. However, they weren't offering that, and if I've got work on where I'm going to be paid for it, I have to take that option, because it's, at the end of the day, it's semi-professional football. But would I say it was down to my ability that things didn't work out at Romford? No. I played in the FA Cup. I had a run of 3 games at the start. I played against the team that actually won the league, Hornchurch, and I did play quite well. I missed the FA Cup game because they didn't see it fit to bring me on, but I wouldn't say it's down to my ability at all. So yeah, Manny is overrated. I would say I'm overrated. Is it my fault? No. People have put me on a level there, and that's not my fault. I can't control that. So if you're trying to rank me with professional footballers or say blah blah blah, then that's not on me. That's on you. If you're someone that just sees that and it's like, no way, da 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 da, that's your opinion. But once you've said your opinion and you don't like to see me play football, you don't care about me playing football, then don't watch my football stuff. That's all I ask. Like, don't watch my football stuff, but don't start to hate on people that have a good opinion of me just because that is their opinion at the end of the day. But yeah, all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna play football this year, be it Sunday League and Saturday League. Sunday League, I'll probably take a little bit more of a back role, but there is something quite big coming, so really do look out for that. Check out my Instagram. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. A lot of the news will be coming over there over the next 1 or 2 weeks, so make sure you check out for that. And also, just let me play my football. Just forget that I'm a YouTuber and just let me play my football, because that's all I want to do. I want to play, like I've said to people, like I've said in the previous videos. I just want to improve and see where I get to. If I don't get anywhere, cool. If I get somewhere, cool. But ultimately, I just want to play football. For those of you yet again who are not aware as well, LTMSF is no longer continuing. I have said in a previous video that I'm starting my own football team on Sunday League. There's a lot of work to be done behind the scenes just before that is set up, but like I said, look out for my Instagram, check out, and also you guys might be able to get involved, especially if you are within the area of the league. To answer the other questions with regards to the team, again, hashtag, I don't know yet. SC Dons, no, I'm not signing for them. Beatties, no, I'm not signing for them. Do you know what I mean? Just let's wait and see. But yeah, hopefully this has cleared up a lot of stuff for you guys. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope for those of you who are supporting me, just keep supporting me, see where I get. I mean, like, I can't promise anything, but I'll promise that I'll try and I'll give all that I can, especially given that semi-pro football, YouTube, to do both at the same time is very, very difficult. It's a big commitment, and Sunday League on the side. But yeah, leave a like on this video if you do see it as something that you have enjoyed listening to and just seeing my side of things. Subscribe if you are new, and look forward to more football content, whether you like it or not.
Stepped in looking too cool, looking all nice, goons looking tall, right by my side, I'm looking all small. I don't really mind, I just came to catch a few vibes, man. I just came to have fun. Then I'm one play and act on. You know my name though.